Hello, guys. Welcome back to this channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here, my name is Sophie Waddington, and on this channel, we talk about all things mindset and manifestation using the law of assumption. So, if that is your vibe, come and click the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the videos. And I post pretty much daily on this channel, so come and join us. I also have a free community on School that you can join. That'll be linked in the show notes. And I have a podcast as well if you're watching on YouTube, so you can go back and listen to like 100 and odd episodes of that are on all of the podcast platforms. So if you are listening on the podcast, don't forget to come and subscribe to my YouTube channel because that is where I am posting everything now. Today, I want to talk about something pretty deep, pretty juicy, and maybe a little bit controversial because I feel like the more I speak what I know to be true, the more controversial it sounds to people and the more it gets people's backs up. But that's all right because when that happens, that means that you are actually having an impact on the people that are ready to hear it. I also wasn't going to record this video tonight because, well, I've not washed my hair for one, as you can probably tell, and I was just going to chill out. But I'm a big believer that the quicker that you share the message that is coming through to you, the more impactful it is. So that's what I'm doing. We're getting this shit done. Okay. So if I look a bit chopped, bear with me. Earlier, I was scrolling through Facebook and I noticed that one of my Facebook friends had one of those banners on the profile picture, like raising awareness of something. I won't say what it was because that's irrelevant. But they were raising awareness, and it really made me think about why we are constantly told to be raising awareness of things that we don't want to see more of. Because reality is created through our conscious awareness. Nothing exists without an awareness of it first. It can't. Every single thing in your reality you had an awareness of before you saw it in the 3D. It is the very nature of reality creation, is that wherever your awareness is and the state that you stay in will manifest, it will harden into facts and it will become your life or your 3D experience. So I find it a little odd that we are conditioned to believe that the best thing that we can do to help causes around the world where we think, oh, this is a terrible thing that's happening, we want this to stop, is to put all of our collective awareness on it and make it bigger, put a spotlight on it. It's like we're all shining this giant spotlight on things that we don't want to see. So I just find that a little bit suspicious, but I don't want to make this into like a conspiracy theory episode. So we are going to move on from that point. But I want you to understand this because there are many, many, many people, the vast majority of people who are very well intentioned, and they believe that the more that they pour in their energy into a cause, the more impact they can have on reducing it, a negative experience. So, for example, we have people fighting against illness, fighting against poverty, fighting against lack, fighting against violence, fighting against all of these shitty experiences that are a part of the human experience. And the way that we think we're going to combat that is by pouring all of our attention on it. And it's very well intentioned. So we're saying, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. And I'm going to put all of my effort into making sure that everything around me knows and everyone knows that I don't want this to happen. Right? Now, if you had, just a very random analogy that's just come in my head, if you had a magic fruit bowl that could create any kind of fruit and you just focused your attention and your awareness on saying, I do not want lemons. I do not want fucking lemons in this bowl. I don't care what fruit I have. I'll be grateful for any fruit that you give me, but I do not want lemons. Guess what? You're going to end up with a fruit bowl full of fucking lemons, babe. Because all you're saying is lemons, 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 awareness, lemons, awareness, lemons. The thing about source energy is it doesn't care whether you want it or not. It's not responding to what you want. It's responding to where you are placing your awareness. So this can really get people's backs up. So, for example, like family and friends, you're never going to see me sharing that somebody's doing a 100-mile fucking run to raise awareness for some shitty experience that's going on in the world, I will never do it. And it's not because I'm selfish or I don't care, it's because I do care and I do not want to put any of my energy into growing something that causes suffering. I won't do it. It's misinformed, in my opinion. So somebody's raising 500 quid for a big charity, and I won't say any of the names, but isn't it odd that people have been pouring in energy and money into something for many, many years, and yet it continues to grow? There's no end to the amount of energy or the amount of money that it takes, but yet it doesn't actually ever go away. It's still there, the awareness of it is still there, the reality of it is still there because we're collectively pouring our conscious energy into that. So just think twice on that. Now that doesn't mean to say that if somebody's having a bake sale at the local church that you can't go along because they're raising money to buy some toys for a local nursery or something. No, that's not the same. I'm talking about when people are pouring their energy into raising awareness of shit. And the reason that I want you to think about this is I'm going to share with you the way that I understand this, right? Imagine that you've got two fires, and one of those fires represents abundance, it represents love, it represents all of the good things in the world, right? And then you've got another fire on the other side that represents all of the shit in the world. It represents war, poverty, illness, anything that's negative in the world that we don't want to see, because obviously nobody wants to see any of those things, right? We don't want those to be happening to anyone. Now, you've got in the middle, you've got a pile of sticks, right? And those sticks represent your conscious awareness. So those sticks belong to you. You can do whatever you want with those sticks. There's a fire over there and there's a fire over there. Now, if that fire that's representing the negative things is raging and it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you may well be picking up one of your sticks and trying to beat the shit out of it by throwing sticks at that fire and trying to beat it down. That's a representation of what it's like to fight against something, right? Now, that fire doesn't care whether that stick represents that you don't want it or you do. It's going to use it as energy to burn. It's going to get fucking bigger because it's a fire and you're throwing sticks at it, babe. Now, you can't do anything to batter that fire out. It's not possible. All you've got is a pile of sticks. That's all you've got to work with. You've only got your conscious awareness, okay? But what you can do is you can use the sticks in front of you and put them on the other fire, which is exactly like taking your attention off the negative and putting it on the positive. You're moving your awareness. You're shining that spotlight somewhere else. And when you do that, that fire that once seemed so powerful and so raging and so terrifying is going to die off because you are starving it of energy. You are starving it of sticks. You are starving it of your awareness. It cannot survive under those conditions because you are simply removing your conscious awareness, and nothing can exist without conscious awareness first. Now, I always find it fascinating that there are places in the world, remote places, where there's no social media and no news and no real access to the Western world, where people are thriving, like thriving. They're not sailing around on like private yachts, they're not millionaires, but they're doing really well and they're living a long, happy, fulfilled, loving life because they have never been exposed to all of the negative shit in the world. Nobody has ever put it in front of their face on the news or on social media or in a newspaper, so they have no conscious awareness of it, therefore they don't experience it as a part of their reality. Because in order to experience something as your reality, as your 3D reality, you first must have a conscious awareness of it. Now, unfortunately, we all have a conscious awareness of the shit that goes on in the world. because we've grown up in a Western world where we are constantly bombarded with messages of hate and messages of fear, messages of lack. Everything is around that. All of the spotlight is shone on the negative things. If you watch the news, it's going to fill you with fear. It's going to fill you with a sense of lack. It's going to fill you with dread because all of the things that are being reported on are negative. So you're only seeing that version of reality. That is the lens that you are filtering reality through. So, of course, you're going to experience more of that in your reality because that's what you believe is true. That's your assumption about the world. That's what you identify with. Now, if the news was always really positive and it was reporting about, like, I don't know, penguins getting married with one of them pebbles or something like that, and all you saw was positive stuff, you wouldn't have any conscious awareness of the negative stuff and you simply wouldn't experience it as a part of your human experience because you don't have any awareness of it, which is a requirement of being able to experience something in the 3D. And if you find this difficult to accept as true and you think, no, manifestation is bullshit, it's this magical thing where you're like, ask, believe, receive, and hope the universe delivers it in divine timing and all that shite, then let me just say this to you, right? There's a cat hair on my lip. The chances are there's something negative going on in your life, and it'll be to varying degrees. It might be that you are always running out of money. You work hard and you never have any money. It might be that you are always stuck in traffic. It might be that you can't catch a break when it comes to relationships and you just have shit relationship after shit relationship and it's just you're unlucky in love. It might be that you are always ill. There's always something wrong with you or something wrong with the people that you love physically. You're constantly getting ill with random things over and over again or the same thing. Now, those things are happening but you're not shocked by them. You might not like them, but you're not shocked. When you get ill and then you get ill again and then you get ill again, you're like, oh, fuck's sake. I always get ill. I'm sick of getting ill. Get ill over and over again, over and over and over again. It's constant. I never stop being ill. Why do you think that is, darling? Why do you think that is? It's because you've got an assumption, a conscious awareness that you're always ill. So you're looking at your 3D and thinking, see, that must mean I'm always ill. But actually, it's the belief, the assumption that you're always ill that is creating the illness on the outside. Same with money. If you have an awareness of lack, which might well have developed by accident when you were younger, most of our assumptions do form when they're younger. So it's not your fault. They're coming in from all over the place. But if you have an awareness of lack, you're going to always work hard and still have no money. Because even though you hate it and you think, this is shit, I don't like this, you're not shocked, are you? You're not shocked when once again, for the fucking bazillionth time in your life, you still don't have any money. Because that's what's normal for you. That's your assumption. That is what your conscious awareness is placed on. You're shining the torch on that. You are throwing the sticks on that fire. So you have a bank of evidence through your negative circumstances in your life that your assumptions, your conscious awareness creates your experience. The only thing is maybe you've thought that's the experience, so this is my assumption, but it's actually the other way around. This is my assumption, so that's my experience. And once you understand that, you can change the assumption and you can change the experience. The reality around you is so malleable. It's like plasticine. If you make something you don't like it, you can start again with a new assumption. You can choose to put your conscious awareness somewhere else. You don't have to keep placing it on things that you don't want. So I hope that that's helped you. If it has, please come and subscribe to this channel. That would help me greatly. And I know that that's a bit of a controversial opinion and some people might not like it. And some people will probably leave me comments saying, I don't agree with you. And that's fine. You can scroll on by, babe, because everybody can choose what their reality is. I choose that I am the creator of my reality. My assumptions create my outcomes. And I've got a bank of evidence to prove that. and you also have a bank of evidence to prove that you're creating your reality. So create it carefully, babe. So I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to come and subscribe, share this with somebody that you think it might help, and I will see you soon.